Welcome to another episode of Baby Bounce Back. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Hey guys! This video series is documenting my postpartum recovery with a spinal fracture. Starting 6 weeks after my latest baby was born, I started getting my body used to moving again. This is my journey back to fitness. Here's a great shot of all that extra weight I still need to lose. My side lunges have improved tremendously now that I've put that box right in front of me. It helps me balance when I'm having issues getting out of the bottom of the lunge. It's usually where I have the most issues. I could probably stand to sit up a little bit straighter, but this is as good as we're going to get it for today. I did some jumping jacks, I did jumping jack variations, and these are my spider lunges. These have gotten so much easier. I remember the day one. It was so difficult for me to get my elbow down there to my ankle. And now since I've been doing this for 20 weeks, it's gotten easier and easier. It shows that those simple, incremental baby steps you take every single day helps you become stronger and more stable in your movements. These are some skater arm swings. I like to incorporate some thoracic twist in there as well just to see where my spine is, but you don't have to. Did you know that 10 vigorous arm circles can get your blood flowing just as well as a cup of coffee in the morning? Just some random trivia there. Then I did some arm circles and some arm stretches and some arm twists. All this is just to wake up your body, to get your heart pumping and your blood flowing so that when you do your workout, you're less likely to accidentally hurt yourself. Once my warm-up was done, I did some kip swing practice. Hardest thing about this is keeping my grip strength. It's coming along. And that brings us to our workout. Here I have a 45-pound bar over my head, and I'm preparing to step forward into a lunge. This movement is actually the most difficult of all of my workout movements, which means for me it requires the most focus, the most effort, and I also received the most benefit from doing. It was while performing one of these movements that I first felt the connection between my upper and lower abs. That's the first time since the baby's been born that I felt that kind of connection throughout my core, which was fantastic. To balance out that movement, I also did single arm dumbbell presses today. And just as I promised last week, I have moved on to 20 pounds. So that's a 20-pound dumbbell I'm pressing up there. I did some goblet squats today, and that's a 30-pound kettlebell. I have moved on. I'm not using that 15-pound dumbbell anymore. I've moved on. Here we go. This is a seated banded row, and most of my elastic bands were out of town, but I did have my crossover symmetry system. So I banded them to the same D-ring and then used that for my seated banded rows. Don't forget to practice your mobility with some great stretches after your workout. Your blood is still flowing, your heart's still beating strong, and you can get a really deep stretch. You get the most benefit sitting there for a couple minutes there when you're done. And there's the baby. I've been hiding him in his chair. He was sitting in his chair for most of the workout today. He managed to climb out there just during my stretches. I try to put him over on his mat with toys, but he just likes to be in the room with me when I'm working out. He always has been. I've just put him in his chair. I would strap him in ever since he was a baby. You guys have seen that. And then he would just watch me work out all the time. And so now that he's mobile, I've been trying to find him things to do. But every time I do that, I set up these toys and put him in the middle of it, and then I walk over into the other side of the room to do my workout. He's unhappy. And so I just need to remember that he enjoys being part of this process. He loves shoes too. He's fascinated with shoes right now. It's almost like he knows that I'm cooling down and I'm doing my cool down. And he knows that he's allowed to come out and crawl around with me while I'm stretching. That's so funny. It's so odd to me just how aware and how intelligent babies really are. So long as I'm working and I'm putting forth my effort during my warm-up and my workout, he stays content in his chair. And then the minute I start my cool down, he just flips out and comes and joins me. How funny. Those are the habits we've developed together. Moving on to Wednesday, I only work out every other day. We begin every session with a warm-up. Got to get that blood flowing. And we test all of our joints to wake them up and make sure that they know what they're doing today. When I first started working out, I used to have this crack in my shoulder every time I did an arm circle. But after a couple of years and seeing a physical therapist, I was able to fix that. And I don't have any more creaky cracks in my shoulders. These are my crawling lunges. I take them and then just go all over the house with them, so you won't see all of them. And I did some leg kicks today. They felt really sloppy though. I'll have to improve that later. I am working on improving my lateral lunges, so I'm trying to do them every day. Every time I do a workout, I try to get a few of these in my warm-up. In this precise moment, I've forgotten what this is called. I call it the agility test because you do heel, heel, toe, toe, cross, curtsy. And so it feels like a dance movement. So For me, this feels very easy. We used to do a lot of heel, heel, toe, toe back in tap class, and we'd do them a lot faster than this. You might not have spent all those years in tap class, and that's okay. So it might feel like more of a beginning movement for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. You go get it. And my workout today was rowing 2-minute intervals. So I was aiming for 500 meters each time, but I didn't always make it. I think the first 3 times I was able to cross 500 meters, and then I got tired. I wasn't able to keep the technique after the 3rd attempt. But even that is improving, and this is how you wash your brain with praise to help keep you going. You just remind yourself how you're getting better today than you were yesterday. Every single day, we're continuing to make improvements, and we're continuing to recover and continuing to stretch a little deeper, and we're continuing to get a little stronger. And that's how we rise to meet the challenge of every single day. You don't see baby boy with me today because he was napping. I can't keep him in the same room with me anymore though, because he can tell when I'm working out. When I'm working out, he'll wake up. And if he's not in the room with me, if he's in the other side of the room, he'll be upset with me for working out without him. I managed to get him asleep and put him up in his crib, so that's where he spent workout time today. I tried something new with my runner's lunge today. Something I used to be able to do. I guess some people call this the couch stretch, I guess. Put both hands up in the air. I used to do that every time I did this stretch, and I have not done that in a year, so I'm getting it back. Slowly but surely, we are getting it back, people. The older you get, the more intentional you have to be about your goals, and that you can't sprint to the finish line necessarily. That the older you get, the more wisdom you have to use, like the tortoise. Slow and steady consistency. That's what we're going for. This is doable. They're small bite-sized pieces. It's something that you can do every day. So you just pick 15 to 30 minutes to practice your yoga or whatever it is that you do to move your body. Like an old friend checking in every morning saying to your body, "How you doing today? What can I do for you?" Developing that self-care habit might be more important than any medium you use to get there. We had a very busy homeschooling day on Friday, so we moved our last workout to Saturday, which is why we keep the schedule flexible. These are single-arm, banded, supinated lat pull-downs. Big fancy words for pull the lever. Here's a split stance pallet press. The improvement I tried to do with this movement was to have more of a split squat. Hip thrusts, only instead of elevating my feet, this time I'm just elevating my shoulders. And this provided back counter pressure for my thoracic issues. I should probably spend more time on the roller. There's my 20-pound dumbbell. I'm using it for a dumbbell wall sit. Never done one of those before. Was able to hold a full 45 seconds. Don't forget to cool down, people. You really should be your body's best friend. It doesn't have anyone else in the world but you to look after it and take care of it. I am a little tight today, so my heels are about 4 inches off the ground, and I didn't push because I could feel I was super tight. You gotta be good to yourself so we can take care of each other. I wanted to end the day with some videos of the baby. We didn't get to see him much on Wednesday, so I wanted to show you this little sneak peek. He's not making any noise, so I muted his videos. He's not going to make sound for us, but he has started propping himself up into his own sitting position. And I did a little, what's it called? I did a little freeze frame for you. What's that look like, guys? What's that look like? This baby's 6 months old, and he started doing his own downward dog. Look at that. I don't think any of my other babies did that. That's not how my other babies practice crawling, for sure. But I've got a few other clips to show you. You can watch for yourself. It's easier for him to do his yoga if he's not wearing socks. So I took his socks off so he could do his yoga for you. Six months. That's a 6-month-old baby, y'all. And he's just watching mommy do downward dogs, and here he is, up on his feet toes. I don't remember my other babies doing that. Maybe they did. I just don't remember. Oh, I love his face. Oh, I can watch that again.
Remember, keep moving.